Big breaking news coming in this morning with freedom of speech verdict. Now, the Supreme Court's verdict on the freedom of speech has said that the guidelines for the cops needs to be set up, and the Supreme Court has also said that the courts must protect the freedom of speech is protected at all costs. Now, views must be respected and protected. This is what the Supreme Court is saying as part of the verdict. The Supreme Court has also said that the police is bound to uphold the rights and order that in the Congress MP case. Now, Gujarat cops have filed an FIR against Imran Pratap Garhi. The FIR was over a poem by the Rajya Sabha MP. Let's go across to my colleague Nupur Dogra, who is joining us live from the Supreme Court. Nupur, what does this verdict really mean when it comes to the freedom of expression in the country?
Well, it is in fact a very big verdict today. The Supreme Court, while quashing criminal proceedings against the Rajya Sabha MP, has in fact made it clear that the police has to ensure that they are not overstepping when they are registering FIRs under the Section 196 of BNS that defines what are the restrictions on freedom of speech and expression. The Supreme Court, in very strong words today, has in fact said that when you are imposing restrictions on freedom of expression, it should be done basis on those who have courage to speak up and have strong mind, and not basis of perception of those who have weak minds and take every small criticism are offended at every small criticism. So very importantly, while quashing the criminal case against the Rajya Sabha MP, the Supreme Court has in fact laid down guidelines for the police, and have in detailed in fact said that what action should the police take when they are, and how should they apply their mind when they are registering FIRs against spoken words, or in fact in the Supreme Court has included poetry, stand-ups, satires, everything in this ambit, and has in fact it's a very big development. As we have seen, there has been backlash and summons towards currently against Kunal Kamra, who has in fact also been summoned by the Mumbai police over a stand-up. Now, this verdict of the Supreme Court in a separate case is very important.
Right, Nupur. Also, could you tell us what are the guidelines that have been set up by the Supreme Court for the policemen when it comes to freedom of expression?
Well, first of all, the Supreme Court, while pronouncing the orders, for now the order has been orally pronounced. The Supreme Court has said that the cops should in fact function within the ambits of the Constitution. The Supreme Court bench of Justice Abheyoka in fact said that they are also citizens of India, and they should, as citizens of India, abide by the Indian Constitution and preamble of the Indian Constitution, of which freedom of speech and expression are very important part, and in fact are part of fundamental rights. And it says that Article 19(1) should not be in fact overshadowed by Article 19(b). The Article 19(b) to tell you imposes reasonable restrictions on freedom of speech and expression, which is a fundamental right in our country. So the Supreme Court has said that it cannot be that the reasonable restrictions become unreasonable or fanciful. It has to be reasonable.